Jersey Joe, I am here for another edition of The Brew. You know, as we talk about things you talk out in a bar over drinks, and we got a lot of your comments to share on this one. So, a popular topic. Put a question out on social media. I asked you guys, is there ever a sports jersey that you purchased that you regret buying, and why? Well, surprisingly, you guys have bought a lot that you regret buying. We're going to share this with you right now. Those of you watching live, join our conversation. Those of you watching on YouTube, post your comments down below so we can all enjoy this hot topic. And we want to know, what jersey have you ever bought that you regretted buying, and what's the reason? Joel, let's go to you first. So tell me, what's one that you regret buying?
I don't have any that I regret buying.
Ooh.
The reason for that is before I decide to buy a jersey, I want to make sure that player is highly accomplished. Whether they won an MVP, whether they won a championship, whether they've been a great player, they're going to be a Hall of Famer for your team, something. They have to have something set in stone. I don't want to get those one-year player, big free agent signing jerseys and then have them tear an ACL or miss the rest of their career.
Captain Rehab, our live viewer, also agrees with you. There's no jerseys he regrets buying. I don't really either, but I'm going to say there's one. I'm wearing it right now. It's actually my Pirates Gong jersey, and he had played. I thought his name because his name spelled like Kang. It was kind of cool. It's a Simpsons joke. But then he went overseas, back home to Asia, and got himself in a little DUI incident where he actually killed a guy, I believe, and the U.S. revoked his passport, and he was booted out of our country, could not play, has not played for the Pirates for seasons, except now he's back this season. So he's been playing in the overseas leagues, in Korean League or Japan League, I believe, so he's still been playing, just not here. So I'll be curious to see how he does for the Pirates. I don't have high hopes. You know, he's definitely getting older. I think he's in his upper 30s now, but we'll see what happens. So, you know what? I usually do my research, but this was one. That was one where I certainly couldn't predict that outcome. Nobody could.
I'm sure his friends and family could.
Well, yeah, okay. I'm sure those are living overseas. If you know them well enough, I'm sure they could. Well, we got a bunch of your comments to get to, so let's get to a few of them right now. Because Keck writes in and says he regrets his Darrelle Revis Tampa Bay throwback. He never wore it. Well, that's an interesting question. So, why would you buy a throwback jersey for a team that you never got to wear?
Are you asking me?
Yeah,
I didn't buy the thing. I didn't buy the goddamn thing. I would never do that.
I mean, the idea of buying a throwback jersey is when you buy one for a team where the guy actually wears it. But in this case, if you didn't play for that team, then how could that be called a throwback? Captain Rehab is writing in right now asking if he regrets buying the Yankees Machado jersey. You know, that's a really interesting question because hopefully nobody went and jumped ahead and tried to buy a Yankees Machado jersey. I don't remember seeing them for sale anywhere. I'm sure you could do a customized job online. That's one you hope that people didn't jump the gun and go ahead and buy.
I'm sure there's dumbasses that went out and did that.
It's like those people that go ahead and like tattoo the Super Bowl winners on themselves too, and then like later on, like when people tattoo the Jets, or like when what's his face, a coach for the Jets went. And
it's not that bad.
You hope not. You hope not.
Bad.
You hope not, right? All right, we got a bunch more of your comments to get to. Let's get to them right now because Fat, Drunk, and Stupid is an acceptable life choice, writes in and says, a Deuce Staley Steeler jersey. He got injured midway through his first season in Pittsburgh and never touched the field for the Steelers again. That was a total bust. Deuce Staley for the Steelers. They got him from the Eagles. Everybody was all excited in Pittsburgh. Yeah, and he's right. He got hurt, and they just literally, he was a popular player. People liked him. People ran out in Pittsburgh and bought his jersey, but then they ended up on eBay a short time later. That was an absolute bust purchase. Glad I didn't do that.
Yeah. Okay, keep going.
Captain Rehab writes in one more time and says, oh, DeMarco Murray's Eagle jersey. What a dud. Yes, that is another one. Let's go on to more of your comments because April G writes in and she says, oh, Michael Vick. I get dirty looks at PetSmart. There's a popular jersey that I think a lot of people may regret buying. And it's one you don't see out and about anymore. But I remember you'd see tons of his Falcons jerseys. You know, and the Eagles fans got on that bandwagon. I don't know. What do you think about that? And you're dog owners. How do you feel?
I'm a dog. You know what? I didn't like him for a long time. And then I got a dog, and now I understand a little bit. So I like him more after getting a dog. Mm-hmm. If that makes sense. I'm messing with you. But no, I don't know. It kind of depends on your morals. Every individual has to make that decision for themselves. But
right.
Like my brother is a diehard Michael Vick fan, so he's been a Falcon fan for his whole life because of Michael Vick. So I think he wouldn't give a shit. He'd probably still, if I gave him a jersey, he'd be happy about it.
Interesting point. A lot of Vic fans are kind of in that same bandwagon too. But let's go to more of your comments right now because Bobby writes in and says, I've got Breeze and Westbrook. I don't think there's anything wrong with a Breeze jersey. I mean, I don't see what that is. Taco Tavares writes in and he says, where do I start? Vesa Toscala, maybe. David Clarkson, probably. Fano, likely. Now, those are three big Maple Leafs players, and Clarkson at one point was even on the Vegas Golden Knights farm system. I think he's coaching high school hockey now. He's not even playing anymore. I don't know if I'd call those a dud. We got another blue Maple Leafs fan that writes in. It's Marco, and he says, I had a Wellwood jersey after that 42-point and 45-game performance. I ended up giving my buddy the jersey for helping me move, lol. It's on his bathroom wall now. Well, there's a question for you then. Is it acceptable if you have a jersey that's a dud that you don't like to go ahead and mount it on your bathroom wall?
Absolutely. Think about it when you're taking a shit.
Well, at least it gives you use for, like, instead of just throwing it away, like, what are you supposed to do? You know, jerseys aren't cheap, so I think it's fine to go ahead and make it part of your decor in your apartment, however you feel.
Make it a bath mat or like one of the little floor mats in your bathroom. You just step on it.
Oh yeah, or in front of the toilet. There you go, when you're thinking about someone. Yeah, interesting point. Yeah, turn into a bathroom carpet. Rockford Guitar writes in, and he's got a long one, but he actually makes a couple good points here, so let's go to that right now. He says, suddenly I remember I bought my son a Mark McGwire jersey during his home run chase, which turned into the biggest steroid scandal baseball has yet seen, and my little boy was enamored of him. Turns out I had to explain to Nate T, age 5, that he was a cheater. He loved wearing that jersey until the day I answered his questions about the scandal. That's why athletes have a great responsibility. Look at Machado, a greedy ass who joins the worst team in MLB just for the money, eliminating his chances of being a future dynamic in the game that made him rich. Pathetic ass. So glad the Yanks didn't pursue him. Okay, a couple different things there. Let's go back to Mark McGwire because I even have a Sammy Sosa jersey because it was kind of exciting at the time to see that, and I also kind of like the Cubs too. I don't have a problem with a Sosa jersey. I mean, yes, it was a different time. The steroids were different. Yes, I think that whole thing was a big disappointment.
Not if you're giving it to a kid. I think if you were and you bought the jersey then and you're a fan of that era, that's okay, but yeah, I agree with him. You don't want to have your kid looking up to some steroid cheat or back cork, any of those guys.
I mean, it definitely was a different time for the game, and maybe you can use it as like a learning piece in history. You know, okay, this is maybe baseball's dark era. We let the steroids go a little too far. I know they're trying to fix that now, but you know, it is what it is. I mean, it was disappointment at the end of the day, but some people, I guess, still could be McGwire and Sosa fans. I don't know. More of your comments right now because April G writes and says, also, I have a Bill Goldberg WCW jersey and says, who's next in the front? And dudes think it's a hoe thing. I don't have a problem with women wearing jerseys. In fact, I kind of like it when girls wear jerseys.
Yeah, it's cool. I mean, this is a stupid subject.
Well,
yes, it's always cool. Who cares? Like, they're having fun.
Yeah, that's part of the point. They are having fun. And I mean, okay, WCW, you know, WWE, they have their own, like, faux jerseys too. But, I mean, it's up to you whether you want to count them athletes or not. But if you want to rep that particular person, I don't see a problem with it. All right, got lots more of your comments right now. Let's go to another one because Jeremy writes in and says, bought a Ricky Williams jersey in 2001. The following season, we Saints traded him to the Miami Dolphins. Last time I ever got a jersey with the player's name on the back. All my jerseys are now customized. And then Frenchie writes in, and she says, nothing yet. I normally only buy the special ones. Well, that's interesting because if you talk about like buying a special jersey or a custom jersey, okay, for example, like if you went and bought, you know, a Machado Yankees custom jersey, which is the only way you could get it right now, that may be like the way you had to do it. So you kind of like got to do your research ahead of time because usually custom jerseys cost you more unless you go ahead and do one like where you get your own name on the back. Then that's something totally, completely different right there. So that's interesting. You know, it's up to you though if you want to spend the money on a custom jersey. Then wait a minute. Our live reviewer says, I regret buying my Jersey Joe, New Jersey Devils jersey. Hey, there is no Jersey Joe, New Jersey Devils jersey, but thanks for the comment. I don't know. That's a little bit of a weird one. But, I mean, I know. What do you think about custom jerseys, Joel, when people buy those? I mean, that's just like you said earlier, I think that's the risk that you take.
They're cool. I think fans, especially with creative nicknames, those jerseys are always fun. You end up sitting next to them, making friends, asking, hey, what a nice attractive feature of custom jersey.
It's interesting. One custom jersey maybe I would maybe get is the guy from the XFL. He Hate Me. Remember that? No. XFL. Coming back soon. And we got a live viewer right now and says, and I regret buying my Joel Las Vegas Knights jersey.
Who said that? You need to show me the ticker show.
It'll be at the bottom of the screen as our live viewer right now. We got one more comment I want to share, and it's a little bit interesting talking about jerseys. So check out this thought. Anthony writes in and says, nope, buy them from China. Impossible to tell the difference. $40, no regrets. Okay, so the question is it okay then to buy a knockoff jersey for less?
No, unless you can't afford it. It's never okay. If you can afford it, do it. If you're like absolutely poor as shit, then yeah, do it. It's still better than wearing something neutral, especially if you live in a city. Like my brother has one. He put it on the wall because I told him it was a knockoff. But like, it's still better than wearing some neutral color.
Yeah. Yeah, the thing is, though, like, knockoffs, some cases, they're pretty good. But then in other games I've been to, I've seen people wearing them, they're really, really bad. Like, a knockoff, you can usually tell it's a pretty bad knockoff. And
it's the same as, like, buying, you know, they have the three different qualities of jersey, just about three of them.
Mm-hmm.
Knockoff is, like, right there, half the price of the cheapest knockoff that'll, like, stick the obvious. You can get those for, like, $20. It's like the Craigslist of jersey, if it's like a desperate person's thing.
Captain Rehab, our live viewer, writes in, he agrees. He thinks it's fine to buy a knockoff jersey. And, it's like you said, if you're okay with that quality, then it's up to you. You're spending your money. I try to go the authentic ones. The one big thing I'm going to bust MLB for with their authentic jerseys right now, though, is like, for example, the Yankees, the pinstripes don't go to the bottom. They got this big extra piece of flat fabric right now, which I'm hoping when the new manufacturer takes over, Nike, it'll look better.
They have to stop that. I was talking about the material, whatever, the bottom of the jersey shit.
Yeah. It's to be noted, by the way, that Joel is broadcasting from a very snowy Las Vegas right now, and it's clearly... Yeah, can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Well, gotta love Vegas. One thing you also gotta love...
It's like chopped up a little bit.
Yeah.
It's like, because we got Vegas snow.
Yeah, it's like shutting down the whole city out there. But you gotta love Vegas. One thing you also gotta love is clicking that like or subscribe button down below, because there's lots more fun on this web show. And on Thursdays, Get Back with Jersey Joe, we got the Penguin Drop game. Joel, you and I go at it to try to save the Penguin from falling through the ice, and a loser has to, put up with some boozy consequences. Penguin Drop game Thursday on Kicking Back with Jersey Joe.
A good show.
Yeah. It is a good show, and also on that show, I am actually wearing a Penguins jersey. All right, got to fit in with the theme. But hey, I want to thank all our live viewers for chiming in. Appreciate you guys. Thanks to all of our people who commented. Jersey Joe here, Ion on a snowy Vegas over there, and we'll see you next time, I hope.